Motorhead Garage, the program that each week introduces you to and shows you how to install the latest in exciting and innovative products for your vehicle. Now here's your host, Dave Dobson.
Thanks for trucking along with Motorhead Garage, presented by DragonFireTools.com. Now, if you see the legendary S&S diesel logo on the side of a vehicle, you know you're in for an education. And today we're talking about the 6.7-liter Power Stroke engine that's under the hood of these Fords. Now, these things are stalwarts. They run forever and ever. But Luke, there is an Achilles heel with these engines, and what is that?
The high-pressure fuel pump is really the main Achilles heel. Like you said, they're a great truck, lots of power and lots of reliability, realistically, but they've earned a reputation for having early life failures and reliability problems with the high-pressure fuel pump that comes in them from the factory.
How much pressure is running through those pumps? 2,000
bar to 2,500 bar, so you're talking over 30,000 PSI in a lot of these cases. So pressures that most of the world can't hardly fathom, that kind of pressure, right? But that's what the modern common rail diesel fuel systems live under all the time. So it is a lot of stress, it's a lot of pressure with the factory pump if everything isn't just right. They're having failures, catastrophic engine problems sometimes, and lots of expensive downtime.
Luke, last time you were here, we were talking about the disaster prevention kit that S&S Diesel has been making for years. How does that work, and why do folks want to use that?
Yeah, so that product we've had for years. Like you said, it's kind of cheap insurance. It leaves the factory pump in place, but it changes the flow path within the pump. So when the pump fails, it protects the injectors and the rest of the system. There's a return side filter, because when these pumps do fail, they send metal shrapnel throughout the rest of the system. So
about a $10,000 repair.
Yeah, at least. It's painful, and the disaster prevention kit is kind of cheap insurance. So you still have the risk of downtime of the pump, but at least the rest of the components are saved. So
let's take a look and see how that works here. You have a few pumps with you here. We're going to talk about these two. This is the stock pump that would come here on the Power Stroke engine. So show us what we're looking at, how that works, and how that all functions, and we'll get an idea of why it fails.
So this is the factory CP4 pump. That's in 2011 to current model year. Any 6.7 Ford Power Stroke is running that. So it is a 2-cylinder pump in a V, like this pattern, but it is a metal roller, which like this basically. Metal roller riding on a cam, and it's high-speed metal-to-metal contact. Every rotation, it's going up and down twice every rev. And so what happens, unfortunately, is that roller that rides here can turn 90 degrees like that in a lot of model years, and then all it's doing is stripping metal out of the cam.
And that's an actual victim right there. That actually came out of your truck. You tried to fail on purpose, but that's what'll happen.
This is what happens often in these trucks, is that turns and it digs a groove like that. All the metal that's now missing from here is everywhere else in the system. What also happens on these two is that roller in general, if you get just a little piece of debris or anything stuck in here, then it just seizes and then it just starts grinding.
And it's all over.
Sometimes actually these pumps will seize so hard it splits the pump in half. But it's a pretty painful failure and very expensive. And for guys that rely on their trucks every day, the downtime is as expensive as the actual parts cost sometimes.
And I can see where fleets would really love something, some solution to this. And speaking of that solution now, instead of the disaster prevention kit, you guys thought, well, how do we prevent this from happening in the first place? So you came up with your new fuel pump here. And this is how that works. And let's see the design difference here and why this works so well.
So completely different bottom end architecture. It's still a 2-cylinder pump, but it's a 2-cylinder opposed like that. And instead of a roller riding straight on the cam, it is an eccentric basically offset cam with a roller on it. That roller is also lubricated with pressurized fuel up underneath of here. So this is riding on a film of fuel, just like a crankshaft in an engine with oil. And so very little metal to metal parts, much stronger bottom end, and it's just less moving parts, less to fail.
That just makes a lot of sense.
A lot smoother operation, and just really much more robust setup. It's hard to hurt these. These are very sensitive design.
And why take the chance?
So we co-developed this product with Stanadyne, which is a well-known fuel manufacturer as well. This is actually a proven architecture used on medium-duty, heavy-duty engines other parts of the world. We took this, our engineering teams and theirs worked to adapt this into the Ford platform.
And what years does this cover?
2011 to current. One part number we designed to cover all model years, which was quite a challenge, but it makes it nice for customers and dealers dealers to just have one part number, and they can install that on any truck that rolls in the door.
That explains the circuitous high pressure lines there.
Yep.
Fit everything.
So this is what all comes in that kit. It's everything you need to drop in. You don't have to modify anything in the truck. It's no tuning required. We went through all the trouble to get the CARB emissions compliance certification and all that as well, so it's 50 state compliant. And yeah, that's why these are designed this way, is because the different model years had different changes with coolant lines and other fuel lines and every other thing. There's not a lot of real estate under these hoods anymore, so it's a challenge to make it work, but this threads the needle to make it work on all model years.
This has been in production since June of 2023, you told me, so you've had about a year with this pump out on the market. How's it going so far?
Great. We've had great uptake from the market. It's been a product that they've wanted for a long time. All the Ford guys knew that there was a problem, but it wasn't until this product came about that there was a real solution for it. So we had a lot of demand for it, and it's been a real success for us and for the market to have a final solution.
You're always working on new stuff at S&S Diesel. Tell us where you're coming from on this trip.
Yeah, always working on continual improvements as well. So me and my engineering team were down in South Carolina with Stanadyne's engineering teams as well. Where in Blythewood, South Carolina is where this pump is produced. So keeping it here in the U.S., and we're working through continual improvements and things that we can do to make it the best product possible.
Why take a chance? If you have one of these 6.7 liter Power Stroke engines, you are going to want the DCR pump from S&S Diesel Motorsports. And oh, by the way, if you have a competition truck, this has the potential for a lot more performance too. We'll return with more Motorhead Garage presented by DragonFireTools.com. While we're gone, be sure to go to ssdiesel.com.